I loved the smaller stamp foam so much, I did not hesitate to get the bigger size. But is it really going to make that much of a difference what I'm creating with it? Let's find out. Here's a quick look at the size difference. As you can see, the smaller size may be limiting depending on what you're looking for. You can use them the exact same way, but with the larger one, you can fill a full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card panel. And I'm going to show you the difference by using both sizes in the exact same way using some bubble wrap. I used my heat tool on the foam for about 10 to 15 seconds to heat it up, and then I'm going to push the side I heated up into the bubble wrap. You need to do this fast, and I found that standing up, putting full pressure onto the stamp foam works the best and will give you the best impression on whatever surface you are pressing the foam into. Now that we have the design on the foam, it's time to ink it up. I like to use Catherine Pooler inks because they're really juicy, but use what you have on hand. Once I have a few colors down, I like to use a brayer and go back and forth so that I can blend the colors really well. This does not have to be perfect because we're going to spritz it with a little bit of water, and that's going to help blend the colors as well. You're going to flip the foam over and stamp it down on your cardstock. As I was trying to press firmly, I accidentally moved the foam on the cardstock, but it made a really cool impression and really grungy look, which I really like. You can see that there is still a ton of ink left on the foam, so I'm going to give it another spritz with water. I'm going to press the foam firmly onto the cardstock, and once I lift it up, I am left with this really grungy impression, and it's going to be perfect for a mixed media card that I'm going to share in just a little bit. I am going to go through the same steps with the larger foam. I'm going to heat it, then make the impression. Now I'm going to add the ink to the foam. I am going to be doing a rainbow order this time, and I'm using the Catherine Pooler mini cubes. I do recommend getting the ink refills, especially if you're going to be doing techniques like this one where you're going to be smushing a lot of the ink off of the ink pad. Because this foam is bigger, I'm going to be using my 6-inch brayer to blend the colors out. I'm able to go back over the foam with the ink that's left on the brayer so no ink is wasted. I spritz it with a little bit of water, and this time instead of stamping the foam onto the cardstock, I'm actually going to be putting the cardstock on top of the foam. I'm not looking for a perfect impression, but I do want most of the design to be transferred onto the cardstock, so I layered some paper on top. This is going to allow me to press the cardstock firmly into the foam. As you can see, you can do the exact same techniques with either size stamp foam, but with the smaller size, you are limited to that size card panel. If you use a larger stamp foam, you can get a full-size card panel, and you can cut it down if you want to make 2 cards with it. And that's a game changer for me. And we're not done yet because I don't want the ink left on the brayer to go to waste, so I'm going to add it back onto the foam. And I did notice that the foam was moving around just a little bit, so I decided to add a piece of the new Tim Holtz Media Grip under it to hold it in place. I am going to spritz the foam with some water, and I thought it would be fun to add some drops of water. This is going to add so much texture and interest to the background. I'm going to put the cardstock on top of the foam, and instead of pressing firmly to get a full impression, I'm going to lightly tap the cardstock. This is going to give an uneven impression. This is just one way to get a different look using the same design. And cleaning the stamp foam is so easy. I just use a baby wipe. And what makes stamp foam so special, no matter the size, is you can heat it up and use it over and over again with all of your existing craft supplies, like I did in this video right here with the smaller stamp foam. And when you see how versatile this one tool is, you might be just as shocked as I was. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself.